Mr. Sokolov,
Call me Lale.
you're looking for someone to write your life story.
So I really like the way that this series stays true to the novel's inception as an oral history, and it creates such an interesting narrative between the past and the present. I was curious for you, what drew you to this project?
That was definitely one of the things that drew me to it. I thought that the way that they told the story was really, really interesting, with not just, the framing device of the author interviewing him, but the way it kind of plays with memory and how we present our stories to somebody. As the story goes on, he becomes more and more open to telling the actual dark, terrible truths of what happened. And I just thought that was very, very interesting. I hadn't really seen anything like that before.
And I was curious, I've only seen the first 2 episodes, so this might change as the series continues to progress. But, the scenes with Heather and Lale, they're very much like exposition. They're bookends to what's happening in the past. And I was curious, for you as an actor, is there any difference in the way that you play a role like that maybe is a little bit more expository versus something that has more of a beginning, middle, and end? And of course, maybe there is more of that as the series progresses. But I was curious as an actor how that is.
Yeah, I do think for me, there was an idea I had always in the back of my mind that I was kind of an audience surrogate as well. So there's a kind of, you're feeling things and you're doing things, but there's also a moment of release for the audience, to process the terrible thing that's just happened. And there was a part of my mind that had some awareness of that. So I think it's just more not trying to fill up all the space, not, just being cautious. And Tali also is very good at just keeping things very even, keeping things very grounded.
I really like the way that, Heather has this very unconventional method for oral histories. She's not sitting there recording it or taking lots of notes. She's just listening to the story. I've done oral histories in my previous career. And I was curious for you, did you ever get to do any oral history projects at all in high school? Sometimes you'll talk to relatives or interview somebody in your community. And if not, has this made you interested in that at all?
Yeah, I remember I did one where I talked to an elderly woman who lived down the street. And it was so interesting. And there was a period of time before my Nana passed away where she started to want to tell me everything. And at a certain point, she started to lose her memory. And so I guess this was the early days of her understanding that she was beginning to lose her memory. And I wish that I had recorded. I think at the time, first of all, we didn't have phones, so it was a different, but I wish I had thought to just, sit down with her and record that, because I've forgotten some things and there are things that I wish I knew. And she's somebody I just loved with all my heart. So.
I definitely feel that. I have those same regrets of my own.
Yeah.
Did you get to talk with Heather at all and kind of coming up how to embody her character?
Yeah, I did. She was around a lot, which was wonderful. She came to Slovakia from Australia, which is a huge trip. She came a few times and she was very generous with her time. She was really present and willing to answer any questions that I had.
And then as we wrap up, I feel like I have to ask a question about Yellowjackets. Everybody back at Collider is a big fan of that. Is there anything that you can tease for what's to come?
Gosh, I don't think so. I just had a conversation with them a week ago with our writers about the course of the season. I do know one of them said things are going to get very dark for Shauna. And I was like, that's
already been dark. So
yeah, it's been pretty dark the last 2 seasons, but guess.
Are you gearing up to film after the strike? I completely lost track of where everybody's filming schedules were and everything.
I know. Crazy. Yeah, we start filming in mid-May.
Okay.
Yeah, so going back up.
See what comes from the set for that one.
No, I know. I'm so excited.
Thank you so much for taking this time with chatting with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. It's lovely to talk to you.